Good afternoon, fellow hustlers. It's Shadow here. I've had a request to make a new vid on how these stat sheets work after a fight. So yeah, I thought I'd run these through and just give you a quick explanation on how to read them. So I don't really have to watch the fight. You can just go into one of the past fights that have happened, and you can see that. So you can see straight away there's two different colours, the blue and the red. Red's your physical damage, and the blue is the damage that's done by magic. Now we'll start with Sparhawk up here on the top left. You can see he's an archer, and you can see he's actually got quite a bit of blue damage here, which is magic damage. That's because of this artifact here, the chain lightning. That's magic damage. So the majority of the damage he's done is because of that chain lightning. The rest of the damage is obviously done by this weapon here, which is a physical damage weapon. Same goes for, you can see the shields there, the second line down. There's a blue shield and a red shield. So the blue line there is how much shielding he's done, and how much damage he's avoided from his magic shields. And the red's how much physical damage he's avoided. The red's so low pretty much because my opponent never got to him to damage him with a physical guy. So by the time he was under attack, there were only mages left to attack him. So the shielding is obviously from mages, or possibly from, well, actually more than likely it'd be from this one over here. He would have been shielded from that for a little bit. Would have done a lot of damage to him, but yeah, he would have been shielded from that magic damage, and the chain lightning too. That's magic damage also. So the shielding saved him from a bit of damage from those two. So he's hardly had to use any physical shielding. Same with the mage there. You can see most of their shielding is blue because my guy, I won this fight fairly easily. He was attacking my castle, so you know it's hard to beat someone when you're attacking their castle. But you'll see my tank, his shielding has got a bit of red there. That's obviously because he's up the front and getting attacked by physical guys. So, and this one here, you can see Poppy. Even though she's at the back, a lot of her shielding is physical. Oh, sorry, no, that's damage. Sorry, no, yeah, no shielding, still blue. Belgareth's got a bit of red physical shielding, so they that's good. Yeah, like this is a res guy who's got tank armor on, so that's really good that he's got a lot of red physical shielding. What that basically means, they're attacking him, but they're not getting to my archers for quite a bit. Gives them extra res and allows my archers to do a shitload of damage. You can see he does bugger all damage. He's only done 8,000 magic damage. That's it. He's not there for that. He's just there to res my guys and to stop them from pretty much getting to my archers while my archers destroy them. Down the bottom here you can see it'll show you your minions that have been summoned during the fight. So I've only had 2 minions summoned, and they were snails. My opponent has had a lot of minion summons. So 2 snails. He's obviously got skeleton armor because he's got a couple of skeletons there. And this one here, the second from the bottom, is an abysmal summons, which is really good. I'm happy that he does that. I hope lots of people have those sorts of artifacts, because I'm just about to purchase, I'll go and show you actually, from the arena store. You can see I've got 23,700 at the moment. I'm going to purchase this. A lot of people will tell you enemy minion summon is a really bad trigger for any artifact. I think they're wrong, especially for time distortion, because as I stated, the snail's a minion. And if you're not running the snail, chances are they're running abysmal summons in its place, which is also a minion summons. So this artifact's going to trigger before anyone who's got a trigger that's ally die or res, or enemy die or res. So I prefer this trigger to be enemy summons. It's going to go off before the others. Right, so we'll go back to these stats that we were looking at. You'll see down the right hand side of my screen, on my side, you'll see there's little symbols there, like a skull, and above it there's like a little explosion. So that little explosion is crit, and that skull is who you've killed. It will got the last shot in. So as someone dies, if he was a person, Sparhawk was the person who got the last shot in, he gets a little skull there. So he's got the last shot on 3 of them. Polgara's got the last shot on 2. Evelyn on 1. And Poppy's got the last shot in on 4. So my opponent was obviously running a lot of res because I've got a lot of kill shots in. You can see that little funny one down there with the arrow. That's reses, how many people he's resurrected. So he's got 3 reses out himself, which is pretty good. The curly arrow pointing up with the 1 next to it, that's how many times you've got to dodge off. Yeah, the explosion is crit, how many crit shots you got off. Now Zarek's got 8 dodges, which is really good, but his stats, he's got really high dodge stats, up around 10,000 I think. And you can actually see these just by clicking on them. They'll tell you what everything does. So you can see there the green's healing. I don't run heal, so you won't see much of that on mine. You should see some. Right, yeah, you can see down there that guy's got 71,000 heal. That's because as he resurrects something, it's considered giving someone health, so that's a heal as well. Down the bottom of the 2 snails that have healed people. That's the only heal I run, is the snail. So that's how much heal each person is given. As you can see, none of my fighters have done anything besides Belgarath, who's my res guy. As you can see there, resurrects an ally. Yep, so that's pretty much how you interpret what the damage has done. Now, the good thing about this screen, if you know what you're doing with it, if you're unsure about what damage something does, like if you didn't know that this thing does magic damage or the chain line, if you didn't know that, there's a good trick you can do. And that's to empty your barracks out except for 1 guy, and I'd do it with Zarek, my tank. Take his weapon off him, so I'd remove that, take the weapon off, and then I'd equip him with the artifact that I'm curious about, that I want to know. Right, so I'll just have him, no weapon, and that artifact. I'll then get one of my clan members to set a fight up so I can attack his castle. And as he attacks, after I lose, I can then go into the stat screen, and it'll show pretty much, because he's not doing any physical damage. If there's a lot of red, I'll know for a fact that it's a physical damage. If there's a lot of blue, I'll know it's magic damage, because he's dealing no physical damage. So any red that comes up, it's going to be because of that artifact. Yeah. So that's pretty much how you interpret this screen. It's pretty good if you know what you're looking at. Yeah, you can look at your guys and see who's doing the damage. As you can see, a lot of people don't do this, but the res mage with the tank armor, if you look at his stats there, 323,000 shielded. That's really, really good. That means whilst they're attacking him and he's being shielded, my archers are just dealing damage to them over and over again. It works really, really well. If you're running 3 archers like I do, I highly, highly recommend putting tank armor on your res mage. You don't need a lot of energy for the guy who's resurrecting. Chances are, like after he dies and he gets rezzed, they target someone else, so they're going to be attacking your mages. He doesn't need a lot of health. He's just going to come at them from behind and just destroy them from behind. So yeah, like I said, he doesn't need a lot of help when he's rezzed. The main thing is to hold them up longer so we can get more reses out, or your archers can kill them. Now that's not normally the armor I'd choose for him. It's just the only armor I've got at that level to be used for him. I prefer the armor that increases health, so 60% chance health increase. Or one of the other guys in my clan, I think it's Woodcock, he's running skeletons on it, which worked really well actually. I watched it the other day, or just today, and when he died, the skeletons took off. Yeah, and everyone chased him. It worked really. It got him the win. It worked quite well. Me, I prefer the increased health though. That holds him up for longer. That's pretty much it. That's all there really is to know about the screen. It's not too difficult once you know what everything means. And like I said, if you click on that, it'll tell you exactly what everything does. But yeah, it's probably just a bit easier if I've explained it to you now, so you should be up to speed on it. Okay, yeah. If there's any questions about what I've explained, if I haven't explained it that well, leave a message. I can go over it again. I can do a second video if I've missed things out that you wanted to know. Yeah. Alright guys. Have a good night. I've got a water set. And I will see you next time.